Hi, my name is Savannah Maddox. I'm in Marketing 223 501W, and we did the United Airlines Flight 3411 case study. In this study, we learned about a man named David Dowell, who was a doctor at the time, and this case study circulates how United Airline had poor customer service in the year of 2017 and prior years before that. David Dow is one of four people that were removed from Flight 3411 back in 2017. And when he was removed, he was violently and against his will taken off of a aircraft, and he was recorded when this was occurred by other passengers from the plane. Some took pictures, and this hit the web, and as soon as this hit the web, it went viral. Um, that's not how you treat customers. That's not how you run a business and become a customer-centric environment for people. This incident occurred because there were four staff members with the airline that needed to board the aircraft, and they needed to make the extra room on the plane. They asked for volunteers, and nobody wanted to deboard the plane. They offered initiatives of 400, still no volunteers. They upped it to 800, still no volunteers. So eventually they ended up randomly selecting individuals who were not considered priority passengers and did not pay the top ticket price for their seats. And David Dow was one of those four people. And because of all of this, he became a viral sensation, and the topic ended up on Twitter and on Reddit and other platforms, and United got a lot of backlash over this. Well, United didn't initially respond to the whole situation because they were delayed in making a public statement about this. It gave the it gave the postings a chance to float around. It started a huge wildfire on the internet about United Airlines and how this is not acceptable. So, in that amount of time, it also gave other companies and brands the chance to work with this crisis that occurred and show the world, hey, we have good customer service, not like these guys. And in doing that, it also was a chance for other airlines to do the same thing. And as United became more shunned, uh, and customers were looking for other ways to not support United Airlines and to fly to their destinations, it gave other airlines a chance to come in and say, hey, we're here. Don't use them, use us. We don't treat our customers badly. Um, and in the end, United did end up having a settlement with David Dow, and they came to an agreement. And United was eventually able to say, "Hey, we realized we did wrong. We're taking full responsibility." The CEO at the time, Munoz, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he did take full responsibility of the incident. But it was after this incident had become viral and it had been floating around the internet for a couple of days now, and the initial statement that they made um, did not seem sympathetic or empathetic at all about the situation. Just that they're going to look into what happened, and it made the company have to rethink how they handle these situations. Because of the prolonged period of time between the incident that occurred that he was violently removed from the aircraft, and a couple of days later, um, United Airlines had to rethink how they center their business around customers, and that deboarding someone from an aircraft the way that they did David is not acceptable. Um, so, in the end, because there was a lawsuit and because um, United had to learn their lesson the hard way about the way that they word situations and statements, um, I believe they eventually learn their lesson, but it's going to take more time for United to come back from that situation. Um, there are a couple ways that they could have avoided this in the first place by having semi-annual meetings with some of the frontline workers and just discussing, hey, what do you think is an issue that you guys see or uh, you think could potentially be a problem? That way that David's situation shouldn't have occurred in the first place. If flight crew has seen issues along those lines of people refusing to board flights, they could have upped the ante and offered a higher incentive to deboard the plane instead of becoming physical and removing people. Um, I believe that they they've got a lot of work, and because this went around on social media platforms and whatnot, that is also a way for them to try and recover, is to rebrand from there and to use this social media platform as technology is continuously getting better and becoming very essential in the world. Using the interweb for promoting their branding and to check back in on the situation, just to say, hey, this happened, we know this happened, and we've gotten better. I believe it was ABC or CNN that did another interview with both the company and David Dow, and did a check in and say, hey, this happens, like, how do you feel about it now? So, I believe that using the internet, United can make a difference and be able to come back from this, just to check in with their customers and use the internet for rebranding.